Nicholas Kinsey is the director of Killing Ruth, the Snuff Dialogues, a film based on a real-life Canadian hit woman. Nicholas, how did you hear about Ruth and what inspired you to make this film?
Well, I've read a lot of books about American fiction, mainly. Lawrence Block wrote a series of books called The Hitman, and these were not like hitmen you see in a movie, right? They're all kinds of screw-ups, you know. Nothing seems to work as it's supposed to. And the other thing was I saw an article about a Canadian hit woman who had been operating in the U.S. according to an FBI report. So I thought, well, look, why don't we invent a New Brunswick hit woman as a character and have her tell her story to a woman that she meets in a nursing home. It's a story about, you know, a low-rent hit woman, if you like, and she has a shoe fetish too, and so when she kills somebody, she goes to the store and buys shoes, you know, and so she kind of recovers from the stress or whatever by buying shoes. And the hit woman is played by Irina Holjak from Toronto, an excellent actress. Irina is just excellent. Thank you very much. She's a Vanessa Redgrave kind of actress. She could do anything, any kind of role.
So it's a very interesting subject matter to me, and I'm wondering, how do you generally find the subjects for the scripts that you write?
Well, sometimes we'll buy option a script, and then in the case of, for instance, Lethal Accidents, we bought a script, but it had to be modified. So I rewrote the script for a Canadian environment, basically. The hitman became a postman, and the hitman wasn't really well defined. So it depends on what strikes your fancy as an interesting story, you know. It's not very easy. I'm realizing later in life it's not very easy to sell a picture that's totally fictional. It's much easier to sell a picture where the key element is well known to everybody. It's credible.
You mentioned that there were some FBI documents about this this Canadian hit woman who was supposedly operating in the United States. Was the FBI useful at all in your writing process? Did you need to use them? Or?
Oh no! I mean, they're totally inapproachable. You forget calling up the FBI and saying, well, you know, this case or that case. You know, they're not going to discuss anything with you. Basically, I just saw a newspaper article.
Oh, okay.
It was it was almost like a rumor of a Canadian woman who was involved in various murders in the nursing homes. And then, of course, there was that story in Mexico about 4 or 5 years ago of a lady in her 50s who would go into nursing homes, and she killed about 30 people in the Mexico City area. She was hired to bump off, you know. The family decides, well, we're tired of Aunt such and such, we're paying so much, you know, let's hire this guy, and this woman, and she would go in and she'd kill him, you know.
Wow.
And that was in the news in Mexico City. It was in the Canadian news too. I think she killed about 30 people before people figured, oh, she isn't the cleaning woman. She actually has another function. And I think what you've got an aging population today across North America, across the world. So let's just put it this way. I think there's great opportunity for that kind of profession today. I'm not suggesting you go into it, but it's obviously on the rise.